Hello, everybody. The name of our story today is The Forgotten Letters. I'm going to read the story to you once and then again a second time with explanations of the vocabulary and the language. Okay, let's go. This is Let's Learn English Through Stories, and I'm Tim Bryant, your English teacher. Mai had only been renting the tiny apartment for a few weeks when she decided to do some spring cleaning. As she moved a heavy dresser, something fell out the back, an old, dusty box. Inside, she found a bundle of neatly tied letters, their edges yellowed with time. Curious, she opened the first one. "My dearest Pumpkin," it began. Her eyes widened. It was a love letter from wartime. The handwriting was elegant, yet rushed, filled with longing and hope. She knew she should return them to Mrs. Whitmore, the elderly landlady who lived downstairs. But as she turned to put the box away, she noticed the reply. "My love, I miss you more than words can say." She hesitated. Just one more, she thought, but one became two, then three. Soon she was completely lost in the romance, the laughter, the sorrow, the waiting. The final letter made her heart stop. "Pumpkin, if all goes well, I'll be home next month. Forever yours." But had he come home? Unable to bear the mystery, Mai finally knocked on Mrs. Whitmore's door, letters in hand. The old woman gasped. "Oh my goodness, the letters! How could I have forgotten them?" Mai stared in shock. "You're Pumpkin?" Mrs. Whitmore's eyes twinkled. "I was. Would you like to hear the rest of the story over a cup of tea?" Mai grinned. "Absolutely." Okay, let's look at the vocabulary. Mai had only been renting the tiny apartment for a few weeks when she decided to do some spring cleaning. So she had just been renting the tiny, very small apartment for a few weeks when she decided to do some spring cleaning. Spring cleaning, to clean after a cold and wet season, opening the windows after a long time, allowing the fresh air and the sunlight in and the dust out. As she moved a heavy dresser, something fell out the back. A heavy dresser is a large chest of drawers for clothes, and something fell to the floor from the back of the dresser. An old dusty box. Dusty is covered in powder from the air or dust. Inside, she found a bundle of neatly tied letters, their edges yellowed with time. So a bundle is a group of things together, neatly or carefully tied with a string, and the edges of the paper had turned yellow after so many years, yellowed with time. Curious, she opened the first one. "My dear Pumpkin," it began. Her eyes widened. Her eyes got bigger with surprise. It was a love letter from wartime. Wartime, the time of war. The handwriting was elegant, yet rushed, filled with longing and hope. Rushed, it had been done quickly. Filled with, when something has a lot of, filled with longing. This is desire and hope. Hope for the future after the war. She knew she should return them to Mrs. Whitmore. Mrs. Whitmore. Pronunciation, Mrs. The elderly landlady who lived downstairs. So elderly, polite form of old or older, and landlady is the owner of the house where May was renting her apartment, who lived downstairs. Masculine form, landlord, and for a woman, landlady. But as she turned to put the box away, she noticed the reply. My love, I miss you more than words can say. She hesitated. Hesitated is paused. Just one more, she thought. Irregular past simple of the verb to think. Thought. Pronunciation is a th sound, and then like bought. Thought. But one became two, then three. Soon she was completely lost in the romance, the laughter, the sorrow, the waiting. So completely lost, fully absorbed, fully into the romance, the love story. The sorrow is sadness, and the waiting. The final letter made her heart stop. If something is very powerful, it can make your heart stop. This is an expression. Also to make your heart miss a beat. The final letter made her heart stop or miss a beat. Pumpkin, if all goes well, I'll be home next month. Forever yours. Forever yours. This is a way to end a letter. Yours with forever. Eternally. Always yours. Forever yours. We can also say yours sincerely or sincerely yours. These are the standard endings of a letter. So yours sincerely can be for a business or a personal letter. Yours sincerely or sincerely yours. But what had happened? Had he come home? Unable to bear the mystery, to accept or deal with, not able to accept the mystery. Pronunciation here like history, mystery. My finally knocked on Mrs. Whitmore's door, letters in hand. This is holding the letters. The old woman gasped. She expressed a noise of surprise. To gasp, past simple, gasped. Oh my goodness. This is a polite expression of shock or surprise. Stronger and less polite would be, oh my God. The letters, how could I have forgotten them? Mai stared in shock. Your Pumpkin stared, looked hard, and in a state of shock. Stared in shock. Mrs. Whitmore's eyes twinkled. Her eyes glittered or expressed happiness. I was. Would you like to hear the rest of the story over a cup of tea? Over a cup of tea. So this is a friendly and relaxed environment, and especially popular in England. Often stories are told over a cup of tea. Mai grinned. This is the past simple of to grin, to smile. She smiled, absolutely. She really wants to hear the story. I separated to the end the more complex grammar parts for you. So at the beginning of the story, we have the past perfect tense. Mai had only been renting the tiny apartment for a few weeks, for one action before another in the past. She had just been renting the apartment for a few weeks when then she decided to do some spring cleaning. So this is a past perfect tense. Okay, next, the first conditional. Pumpkin, if all goes well, I'll be home next month. So yes, this is a first conditional tense for real possibilities, things that are likely to happen. if plus subject plus present simple. If all goes well, then subject plus will plus main verb. I will be home. If all goes well, I will be home next month. Real possibility. If all goes well, you will survive the war and come home. Another example. If all goes well, you will learn a lot of English with me. So if plus subject plus present simple, then subject plus will plus the main form of the verb. If all goes well, you will learn a lot of English with me. Can you make another sentence with this structure? If all goes well, for example, if all goes well, it will be a fantastic summer. Now your turn. If all goes well. Please write your sentences in the comments below and I'll correct them there for you. She knew she should return them to Mrs. Whitmore, the elderly landlady who lived downstairs. This is a non-defining relative clause for giving additional or extra information. So who plus the verb who lived downstairs. We already know her name, that she's the landlady. We are giving extra information with a non-defining relative clause. Who lived downstairs. Oh my goodness, the letters. How could I have forgotten them? So here, the present perfect tense. How could I have forgotten them for something with an undefined time in all her life? Between the past and the present, how could she have forgotten them? So how plus could plus subject plus have or has plus past participle for events at an unspecified time. How did I forget them? Past simple refers to a more specific time. How did I forget them? For example, last week. But Mrs. Whitmore doesn't know when she forgot them. So present perfect. How could I have forgotten them? Is there anything you have forgotten to do since high school? For example, I have forgotten how to do algebra. Now your turn. What have you forgotten? Again, please write down your answers in the comments. All right, and that is the end of the explanations. I'd like you to go back to the beginning of the video now and watching and listening for a third time. This will help you to learn the new material. Okay, and that is all from us for today. Thanks for listening. Please do remember to like and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you again for the next one. Thanks and bye for now.